Another video. Today we are talking about the most famous student to exist in our schools. This student is known by every teacher, by every student. They are the ones that people talk about when they're not there. They are the ones that all the kids want to be like, but they can't do what they do. Who do I speak of? I speak about the student who, when the teacher's writing on the board, they throw something at the back of their head and they turn around thinking, oh, it wasn't me, oh, you genius, you clever guy. They are the ones who love being thrown out of lessons. They thrive of being seen in the corridor. So when their head of year walks past, or some kids in the younger years walk past, you're right, mate, what are you doing here? I just got thrown out, didn't I? Yeah, that's you, isn't it? You love that. That makes you feel cool. That makes you feel like an absolute G. But the problem is, my friend, being a class clown is lovely. But if you continue being the class clown in year 11, then the joke is truly only on you.
Everything education. Tuition for maths, English and science.
Why do I say that? As a student, it is super important, guys. And I say this with pure honesty. I'm laughing because I find it funny that some people think that they can get away with it. As a student, guys, in year 11, it's super important to understand that there's a time for a joke and there's a time to work. Now, in this video, guys, when I speak about the class clown, I don't speak about the one that loves being thrown out of lessons. I don't speak about the one that throws paper while the teacher isn't looking, or the one that makes jokes at other people's expenses. I'm talking about, because those people are exceptions, I'm talking about the class clown that lives in all of us. That's the class clown that hasn't understood what is happening in year 11, so they continue to treat it as a joke. And they may hide behind certain things. So for example, revision? I don't revise, man. I'm naturally clever. Whatever that means. I'm naturally clever. So I'll do fine in my GCSEs. Quotes? I'm not gonna learn quotes. I'll just watch a YouTube video the day before my exam, I'll smash it. You know me. I'm just that kind of kid. They're the ones that hide behind this stuff, because they haven't understood the seriousness of what is before them. This year, year 11, is your most important year as a student. And it was lovely being funny and whatever in year 7, 8, 9, 10 and not taking things seriously. But this year, year 11, you need to take things seriously. The jokes, the lackadaisical style, the laziness, not thinking that I need to learn because learning is for nerds and I'm a cool person. That needs to go. And you need to understand that this year, you are in charge of your fate. Whatever you do after year 11, you do you. You want to go to work, you want to go to college, you want to do an apprenticeship, whatever you want to do, you do you. But for you to do you successfully, you need to make sure this year isn't a joke for you. Don't turn this year into a class clown. And the first thing you have to do, and the most important thing I want you to do, guys, take accountability of what's about to come. You know, we live in a society, the whole society is like this, where we blame everyone else for our problems. Everyone else. We blame our school. We blame our teachers. We blame our parents. We blame social media. Our failure is everyone's fault, but our success is just down to me. Look at the juxtaposition. When you fail, you blame everyone. But when you do good, you know me, I'm naturally clever. It doesn't work like that, guys. That's not how the world works. This year, I beg you, stop blaming everyone for your shortcomings. You're gonna find kids who say, sir, I failed my GCSEs because my school was rubbish. Was it really? Because there's another 1,000 kids that go there. Are they all gonna fail? Sir, I failed my GCSEs because my teacher was really, really bad. Sir, I failed my GCSEs because my parents, they couldn't really help me. They couldn't afford tuition and extra classes, so they didn't really do much for me. Guys, let me give you a small example. When I grew up, the things that you guys have, I didn't have even a percentage of them. When I grew up, my parents couldn't read or write in English. English was a second language for them, so they could barely speak the language. So for them to help me in school was impossible. It's not because they didn't want to, but they just couldn't. Then there's no way we could afford extra classes. So me going to English tuition, maths tuition, science tuition, this, it wasn't gonna happen. However, I promise you guys, not once in my life did I ever think, if I fail, it's because of them. Never. Because they instilled values in me from a very young age that made me understand that I need to do what I am capable of, and the rest will take care of itself. But if I don't even do what's in my capacity, and I'm already blaming my school, I'm already blaming my teachers, then I've already failed. How can I blame my teachers before I've even done the exam? And some of you who have these complaints, they're not valid complaints. They're not valid complaints. Sometimes we just create pre-built excuses because we know that we're not trying our best. So when I fail, I've got somebody to blame already. Now, I'm not saying that sometimes those excuses are not there. So for example, you may go to a school that isn't fully staffed. You may have a teacher who might not be the best, but let's just say that's the case. What are you gonna do? Just say that all day long? There has to come a point where you say, you know what? These are the cards that I've been dealt with. If my school can't help and whatever, all right, fine. Let me go and watch certain videos. Let me go and make some notes. Let me go and do this. Let me go and create a revision guide. Let me stick to a plan. Let me do some past papers. Let me ask somebody for help. If you've done all these things, then we can talk about failure and success. But if all you're doing is sitting there saying, yeah, my parents are really bad because they can't afford tuition, so I'm gonna fail. Guys, that's not how the world works. That's not how the world works. And trust me, if that's what you believe, come August when you get your results, nobody's gonna care. Nobody is. Your teacher that you complained about all year long, he or she is now gonna move on to a brand new class. Peace out, mate, I'm done with you. Your school will say, thank you so much for your results. If you want the retake, this is where you go. If not, good luck with the rest of your life. It's just the way the world works. It's just the way the world works. And I'm not saying this to be harsh, by the way, guys. I say this because you need to understand that you cannot treat year 11 like a joke. Because it isn't a joke. And it comes so quick. You got about 6-7 months left. Now, that being said, guys, I don't want to long this video too much, but I just want to end this video with the last few points. And that is, number one, no matter what experiences you've had and what you've been through, all of you have the capacity to do well in your exams. It's not about the grade 9. It's about doing the best for yourself. So you may get a grade 5, but your grade 5 is amazing for you. That's perfect. You do you. But none of you guys are incapable of smashing your exams. You still have time. 6-7 months of solid work, you can definitely turn it around. Number two, don't make excuses for things that haven't happened yet. Because you're accepting failure before you even try. Assess your reality today. Think about, okay, this is what's going really well. This is what I'm struggling at. Why am I struggling at this? And what can I do to make things better? Now, some of the why you may be able to do yourself. The other things, you may need help from other people. You might need to book a meeting with your head of year. You might need to go speak to your parents. You might need to message somebody who can give you advice. But then actively start doing these things. And number 3, guys, my last piece of advice to all of you guys is everything has a context. Being funny at a funeral doesn't fit. So, try to understand what you're embarking upon in this year and try to make your behavior reflect upon this. So if you've been chilling for the last 5 years and if you think you're too cool for learning and whatever, maybe this is the time where you change. Because guys, trust me, I was in your shoes once. I really was. I have friends who regret the choices they made. Not everyone is gonna get rich through Bitcoin. Not everyone is gonna become a Forex trader. Not everyone is gonna get TikTok famous. Some of us are gonna have to rely upon our grades. Some of us are gonna have to rely upon our GCSEs. And you don't wanna be that person, guys, who's struggling in life because of the decisions that you made over a 6-month period. Think about it, guys. You don't want the rest of your life to be dictated by these 6 months. Guys, I have students who come to my classes in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, redoing GCSEs because they never got it right the first time. So guys, look, this video was about the class clown. Remember, every single one of us will be a class clown if we don't take this year serious. It's been Mr. Everything English. Peace.